Hello guys, I'm Manisha and welcome to my channel Spread the Learning. In today's video, we will cover MS PowerPoint, the Home tab. And under the Home tab, we are going to cover the entire slides group and the font group. If you are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe and share as I make videos in Hindi as well as in English. If you have not seen my previous video was about the basics of PowerPoint. I have provided the link in the description box, so you can go ahead and check that out. So we have this blank presentation up. So as soon as you open a new presentation, you will find the default slide, which is click to add title, which is basically called the title slide. So now under the Home tab, you can see we have the different groups here. That's slides, font, paragraph, drawing, and editing. I'm sure everyone knows about the cut, copy, paste options, which is under the clipboard group. So I will not take you through that. We'll straight away jump to the slides group. So under the slides group, the first icon is the new slide. So let's go ahead and click it. Under the new slide, we have the different types of slides here, which is the title slide, title and content, section header, to content, comparison, title only, blank, content with caption, picture with caption. Based on your preference or based on your need, you can go ahead and select any of the slides here. When you open a PowerPoint, the default slide which comes up is always the title slide. Now, under this new slide, you have these different options which you can see: duplicate selected slides, slides from outline, and reuse slides. So duplicate slide is duplicating a current slide. So let's say I go ahead and select a slide which is to content, and I want to duplicate this slide. So I go ahead and click on this to content slide and click on duplicate selected slides. So you can see there's one more slide that has come up, which is duplicating the slide number 2. So I have two content slides here. So that means duplicating of the slides. So now let's understand what do you mean by slides from outline. So you can click on slides from outline. So once you click on slides from outline, you can select any of your existing slide from there. So I go ahead and select the Independence Day presentation that I prepared. And once I click on it and click on insert, that slide comes up here. So you can see this slide or this presentation, I prepared it on the Independence Day. This was the first animation slide that I prepared and it's there on my channel. You can go ahead and check this out. This is the basic of animation that I had prepared. I will provide the link on the description box. You can go ahead and check this Independence Day animated video. So now let's understand the last option under the new slide, which is reuse slides. So once you click on the reuse slides, you can see the slides that you have already prepared will come up here as a suggestion. And you can use any of the slide from here. So I have this slide which has come up. So I can go ahead and click on it. And as soon as I click on it, this will show under this one of the slides here. So let's go ahead and click on it. So now you can see as I clicked on this particular slide, I have the slide up here on my PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so these are the different options under the new slide. Now let's move on to the next option under the slides group, which is layout. So you can see whatever was there under the new slide, the same thing is under the layout, but both of them are totally different thing. So let's understand the difference between the new slide and the layout. Okay, so what I'll do is I will go ahead and remove these old slides from here. Let me go ahead and delete it. Now, Let's understand the difference between the new slide and the layout. So you have this current slide here, but you want to go ahead and select a different layout. You don't want this title slide. You want to select a different slide altogether. So you can go ahead and click on layout, and you can select any of the slide that you want. Let's select a section header. As soon as you select the section header, the current slide goes ahead and changes. And if you click on new slide and select the same thing, the section header, there will be a new slide that will be added on. And in the layout, it changes the layout of your current slide. The slide that you select, it just goes ahead and changes the layout of it. The next option under the slides group is reset. So what do we understand by reset button? So let's say I go ahead and type in the name of our channel and I give it some color and a little bit of formatting in this. The purpose of the reset slide is that it removes all the formatting which is there. So I'll go ahead and select the name of my channel and I click on reset. As soon as I click on the reset button, this changes to the default settings. So as you can see, it is mentioned, reset the position size and formatting of the slide placeholders to their default settings. So it comes back to the default settings. So now let's understand what is section. So I will go ahead and add few new slides here. And we will divide them into section. So let's click on section and click on add section. As soon as you click on add section, you can see a dialog box which comes up and you can rename this. So as it is mentioned untitled section, you can see on the left hand side the untitled section is mentioned. This actually renames. So we will go ahead and give it a name here. Let's say SPL1. And as soon as you click on rename, you can see it has been renamed to SPL1. So it basically divides, or you can say it groups your slides into different sections, into different parts. What if under these 6 slides, I want to add one more section? So you can select slide number 3 and click on add section again. And as soon as you click on add section, you can see the untitled section comes up here on the left hand side. And there's a dialog box also which comes up, untitled section. You can rename it as spread the learning to and click on rename. So now you have SPL1 and SPL2. These are two different sections. So under this section group, you have again the different options like rename. As soon as you click on rename, again you can see I have selected these slides, the ones in red. So I can go ahead and rename it, like let's say rename to SPL3, and you can click on rename. The next option is remove section and remove all sections. So before I go to remove section and remove all sections, let's understand what is collapse all and expand all. So when you click on collapse all, so you can see all the slides gets collapsed. And you can see the slide name, how many slides are there under this particular section. So under SPL1, there are 2 slides, slide 1 and slide 2. And under SPL3, there are 4 slides. Okay. Similarly, when you click on expand all, you can see all the slides gets expanded and you can see all the slides which are there under section SPL1 and SPL3 are visible now. So that's the difference between collapse all and expand all. So now let's understand what is remove section and remove all sections. So when you click on remove all sections, the sections that you have created, that is SPL1 and SPL3, gets removed, and all these slides will be without section. So if I click on remove all sections, you can see the section that we had created, SPL1 and SPL2, are removed. And remove section is basically removing the different sections. So it will not remove everything altogether. So let's understand what is remove section. If I select it here like this and click on and do a right click, I can click on remove section and slides. So it will just remove one section, the selected section that you want, and it just goes ahead and remove. So you can see remove section. As soon as you click on it, it just gets ahead and remove the section. Okay, so now we had covered the slides group. We will now jump to the font group. So let me go ahead and change the layout of the slide, and let's say title only. And I will delete these slides just to avoid confusion. I click on click to add title, and I mention here the channel name. Let's say I mention here the channel name, spread the learning. Now I want to go ahead and make changes to the font here to this text. So let's go ahead and select the entire text and select the type of font that I want. I select Arial Black, and I can go ahead and increase the font size. I can change the size of the text by clicking on these numbers. Next, if I have to increase the font size more, I can click on this alphabet A, which is the increase font size, or I can decrease it by clicking on this alphabet A again, which says decrease font size. So these two alphabets, which actually helps you to increase or decrease the font size. Now let's go ahead and see what are these different options, that's bold, italic, underline, and shadow. So I will go ahead and change this font. And select the entire text and click on this alphabet B. As soon as you click on this alphabet B, you can see this is now changed to bold. I, as soon as you will click on this I, it will change into an italics mode, and U will give you an underline below the text. And the next one is shadow. So as soon as you click on it, on the alphabet S, it will give you a shadow effect. So you can see the change here. As soon as I click on the alphabet S, how it changes. Next, the next one is strike through. You can click on this one. So you can see a line appearing that is crossing through the entire text. So we will go ahead and remove it. The next one is AV, which is basically the character spacing. So you can see how the characters will be changed. So I'll get this text box a bit below so that you can see the entire changes that are happening, and select this entire text. And when you click on the different options which are here, you can see how the changes are happening. When you click on very tight, you can see that all the words are very close to each other. When you click on tight, it's a bit separated now. And similarly for normal, loose, very loose. You can adjust it accordingly however you want, however your choice or preference is. The next one is change case. Change case is basically changing the selected text to the upper text or lower text or any other capitalizations that you want. So let's go ahead and explore what are the different options here. When you click on the sentence case, so You can see how it has changed, how spread the learning has changed. Similarly, on the lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word. The first letters are capitalized for each word, and then the toggle case. Now let's move on to this yellow icon. So this is basically a pen and it's a text highlight color. You can select whatever text you want to highlight. So this is very useful during your presentations when you want your audience to focus on the highlighted text to that will draw your audience attention. So you can click on whichever highlighted text you want. So I select it as green. And then here you can see an alphabet, that's a font color. So you can change your font whatever color you want it to change it to. So I go ahead and select, let's say, I go ahead and select red, dark red. Okay. So this is how you can use these various options under font. We are still left with this option, which is clear all formatting. So I have purposely kept this as last because I want you to understand after doing all the formatting, you have done everything. How do you go ahead and remove the formatting? So it says clear all formatting, remove all formatting from the selection, leaving only the normal unformatted text. So basically it will get you to the default settings. So I have selected this entire text now and I click on this button that's clear all formatting. As soon as you click on this clear all formatting, you can see whatever formatting I had done to this text, it's all removed. Okay. Now, you can see a small launch button here. I will go ahead and click on the small launch button and a dialog box opens. So let's understand what are there inside this dialog box. So most of them is on the ribbon, but there are some additional things which are there on this dialog box. And let's go ahead and explore all of these. So it's strike through. So strike through, it will just cross the entire text. Double strike through, it will cross the text like this. Let me select the entire text and show it to you. I'll click on double strike through. So you can see this entire text has been striked out. Let's explore the next option, which is superscript and subscript. So for this, a very simple example, I'll give it to you. Let's take a chemical formula. I go ahead and write here let me first go ahead and remove this double strike through. So to understand superscript and subscript, I will go ahead and write a formula here. Let's say I write H2O and I want to apply this superscript and subscript to this number 2. So let's go ahead and select this number 2 here. Click on this font button, the launch button, and I select superscript. And you can select this offset percentage as per your requirement. So let's change it to 40 and let's see what happens when you select superscript. So you can see the formula H2O, which was there, the number 2 actually went up. Similarly, if you want to go ahead and do a subscript, click on subscript and this will come down. Okay, H2O. So you can see the difference here, the difference between subscript and superscript. When it's superscript, it goes up. It doesn't has a negative sign here. But when you click on subscript, it has a negative sign here. So it's minus 25%. So it's just going below. So that's the difference between superscript and subscript. So let me just go ahead and remove this and let's understand what else do we have under this font group. So I will select this entire text again, spread the learning. So when you select on small caps, so you can see how it has become. The entire text has changed in small caps. When you select on all caps, so the font has now increased. Okay. Similarly, there's one more option that we need to check out, which is equalize character height. So before that, let's go ahead and change this. Okay, I say I just change this letter learning and write it in small letters. So let me change this entire font here. And let's go ahead and see what happens when we change on, what happens when we click on equalize character height. So here you go. So every letter which is there, it's now got an equal height. So this is the meaning of equalize character height. So I'm sure now you are clear on this effects section. The rest is font style, size, underline style, undercolor, underline color. So these are very simple ones. So if you just select an underline style, let's say I select this heavy line, I can go ahead and change the font color of it. And I can go ahead and select the underline color. Okay, you can make the changes here and just click on OK. So whatever we have selected for this one, the font color, I made it a bit orangish, underline color red, and yes, underline color red, and underline style was again in red. Okay, that's the heavy line. So here I made it bold and I increased the font size to 45.3. So it's up to you again, based on your choice and preference. Let's understand what is character spacing. Character spacing is, let's say I say expanded and I click on the point 2. When I click on OK, how different it is. It is somewhat similar to this character spacing, which is very tight, tight, normal, loose. You can select it from here. But if you want to expand or explore more options here, you can go to character spacing. So let's understand what is kerning for fonts. So kerning for fonts is basically giving a gap between these two letters. Okay. Uh, I will say, I will click the spacing as normal and I give 500 as kerning for fonts and I click on OK. So when I click on OK, you can see how it has changed. So it's basically defines the gap between the two letters. So you can go ahead and make the changes as you like. So we have now completed the slides group and the font group. My upcoming videos will be on the paragraph and the drawing group. So you can subscribe and like my channel and share it with your friends and family members, whoever wants to learn PowerPoint. Thank you.